Hey kids, it is FriYay story time and I am so excited. I have been granted fairy magical bunny hop permission by the Easter Bunny to help him deliver his magical Easter eggs. So I was just showing off my Easter warm up to you. My ears fell off, totally fairy crazy, and so much fairy fun. I love being the Easter Bunny, but I tell you what, my fairy thigh muscles are killing me. I don't know how the Easter Bunny does it. He must have magic thigh muscles made out of iron. So let's just flick back to last Friday when we had Friday Fairy Story Time, and Fairy Emma had just started her flip and a magical bubble lavender sleepy dust mist had flown and fluttered all over the air, and luckily she had a spell that put a big bubble pop over everybody so they didn't fall asleep, so they could all see her amazing flip she did. So we're up to page 52, so grab those magic books, my fairy friends, and let's start reading. Okay, then she stretched out her body into a star position like this. Can you do a star position? And then scrunched her body into a tight Brussels sprout. Can you scrunch your body into a tight Brussels sprout? That's really tricky. And Fairy rolled into a triple spin, falling at great speed towards the finishing cloud. She beamed as she landed right up on the finishing cloud, and the crowd roared and cheered out of control with glittermatic energy. So there's one of those magical bold words again, glittermatic. Have you ever heard of that word before? We say it all the time in Fairyland, but I don't think you'd say it much in human land, but you can now because it's a special word. And what a wonderful dismount, said one of the commentators over the speakers. She executed her fairy fabulously because as she turned to her waiting spot, some of the other fairies told her she had done a great job. Well, that's really encouraging. Do you encourage your friends when they do something wonderful? Maybe my zebra ears help, she giggled. Zebra ears are a bit like my magic bunny ears that I've got on at the moment, except mine are pointy and zebra ears are a bit more rounded. Giggle and Stardust came to her side just as the crowd went very silent, very quiet, like a mouse. The scores were in from the 3 judges and they held up their cards. 10. Ooh, the next one. 10. Oh my goodness. And another 10. Oh my, it's fairy stars. I'm going to fall off my unicorn. Whoop. Oh, I'm back again. I'm here. Giggle got performed 3 backward hop flips and gave Fairy Emma a high dragon high five. Oh, they're the best. Sometimes he has bubblegum and jelly stuck in his magical talons and your hand gets stuck right next to him. It's mashed potato days like these that make you feel everything's going to turn out okay. Fairy Emma laughed. Maybe mashed potato days are the very best after all, said Fairy Emma. Oh my goodness. Now we're up to chapter 6. I remember that day was amazing doing that flip. Grand Fairy Ma zoomed by on her water dragon and jumped off into true country fairy style. She wore a soft yellow daffodil cowgirl hat, stripy long rainbow socks with sparkly rainbow serpent boots, and a very fluffy tutu made of frilly tangerine spotted pansies. Wow, what an outfit! She's rather a fairy trendsetter, my tooth fairy grandma. Woohoo, my little fairy pup, said Grand Fairy Ma. You were gobsmackingly amazing. Woo! She grabbed her little fairy granddaughter and squeezed all the fairy goodness out of her. Does your grandma do that? Does she like squeeze you and you're like, oh, I can't fairy breathe anymore, fairy grandma? Or does she do nice, soft, gentle squeezes where you just don't want to leave? My fairy grandma squeezes the good sparkle dust out of me, but I love it. She grabbed her little fairy granddaughter, like I said, and squeezed her, and Fairy Emma looked up through all the frills of Grand Fairy Ma's dress. But what took you so long? I never thought you would get here, beamed Fairy Emma. Well, to keep a long fairy story short, my dear, I was trying to retrieve some teeth from a baby crocodile in the Northern Territory in human land. Woo! You see, he had accidentally swallowed his eye tooth and it had to travel through his mouth and into his belly. You! And he fell asleep and I became terribly trapped. Oh dear, have you ever been trapped in a magical crocodile's belly? I spent the whole morning tickling his little tiny tummy with a feather to wake him up. Oh, I was tickling him. And finally it worked, sending his tummy into a giggle flip. Oh my goodness, I flew out of his mouth and a beautiful water dragon came, caught me captivated through the sky. The water dragonfly called Mr. Wally McWattle offered to fly me back to Starzumberland just in the nick of fairy time to see you perform your flight exams. Woohoo! Fairy Emma giggled. I love my fairy grandma stories. They're always totally fairy crazy and upside down. Does your fairy grandma or fairy grandpa tell you the most amazing stories? Well, I'm just so glad you're here, she said, and gave her fairy granny another squeeze. See, you get caught up in the same accent as your magic fairy grandma sometimes. Yeah! Grand Fairy Ma then swirled her wand into the sky and chanted a spell. Wings of magic festive fiddles, come forth, my sparkly stars. Let the celebrations begin. Yeehaw, Fairy Grandma. A gold silvery dust cloud flitted around them all. Suddenly their magical bodies floated up into the Starzumberland rainbow sky. The glitter clouds slowly sparkled around their clothing and transformed Fairy Emma's outfit into a beautiful gold daisy couture dress. A bit like my gold one today, but it's not all gold. And Gigglegot's coaching outfit into a marvellous gold lame suit, and Grand Fairy Ma's daffodil dress into a gold sparkly petal gown, the same one she'd worn when she first became a tooth fairy. How amazing. All together they softly landed back on the ground of Starzumberland, where they were officially greeted by their headlight flight exam judge and the principal of the Sparkle a Day Academy, Mr. Smiley. Oh, wow. He has I couldn't even fairy draw that picture in because he's so sparkly. His teeth are just like the most whitest I've ever seen. I don't even think he fairy magically bleaches them. He's just got normal fairy sparkly teeth because he just brushes them all day long. We would like to congratulate you on your fabulous flight skills on passing with the flying sparkles at the Tooth Fairy exam. On behalf of the Sparkle Day Academy, we'd like to present you with your Sparkle a Day leaf certificate and sparkle key. Please hop onto your paisley flying rug and you will be transported to the Snickle Snide Tree. Once you arrive there, fly to door 19. Don't do door number 20. Don't do even door number 38 because it doesn't very exist. We want door number 19 with a rainbow toothbrush on it and whisper the password, golden coins and lollipops. Actually, I said the wrong thing. I always get my spells muddled up. Golden coins, no lollipops. Into the toothbrush. Oh, it's like a toothbrush speaker. Oh my stars, thank you, Mr. Smiley, Miss Fairy Emma beamed. She was in fairy terms so completely floating like a glistening happy bubble that she pinched her wings 3 times just to make sure it wasn't at all a fairy dream. But of course it wasn't. And that concludes the end of my story. I hope you loved it. You'll be able to watch it over and over again on my FriYay StorYtime. We are going to do a new book next week, so I'm thinking of a really good one. And if there's a special book that you would like me to read, please pop it up, and I will choose the top 2. Or maybe we could do 2 stories, whatever you like. And even if you have a favorite chapter book, I don't mind reading those either, because we've just done Some Days of Mashed Potatoes, so that was an awesome chapter book. So at the end. I feel really sad because I've finished this book, but boy did I have fun reading my first fairy story to you. So I have to hop off now because I have to go and do more Easter Bunny training, and I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday for Arty Fairy Farty Wednesdays. And also don't forget to pop your favorite books up so I can choose which one we're going to read. Okay, see you later. When your wings are straighter. Bye. Mwah!